Guyana. Join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
Hello there, welcome to the Monday, March 13th edition of the Lall Show, where we tell it as it is. My name is Joshua. I'm happy to join you here this evening, and I'm very happy to hand you over to the 16 years old man, 16 years and a couple days. We're happy to have him this evening, and I'm surprised. He is wearing, those of you joining us on social media, or YouTube and the Facebook page, he's wearing a Guyana pin. And only a very few people wear those things. It's either that he's just joined politics and we don't know, because if you see our leaders, you see that they wear one. Or maybe it was a gift from the leaders for his birthday. Maybe he'll tell us, which one of our leaders gave it to him. So, sir, I like your pin. It looks very, very patriotic. So maybe you can spill the beans and let us know, where did you get that pin from? Because like I've mentioned, only a few people I see wearing stuff like that. So, but a man of your caliber deserves nothing less, and you deserve one of that. So welcome to the pinhood, if you want me to say that. Over to you. Namaste.
Namaste, Joshua. Joshua, you don't like to see things, brother? It's a birthday gift. It's a flag of Guyana. I'm a Guyanese, brother. Never lived anywhere, any part of this world but Guyana since I was born 16 years ago. Come on, I'm a full-fledged Guyanese. You hear me, brother?
Yes, my brother.
So leave my little stuff alone, no? All right. Namaste, guys. Before I get into tonight's real business, I just want to say to each and every one of you, them running very scared. Your voices, your reactions, your messages is making them very, very uncomfortable all across this country. Keep it up. Keep it that way. When they open their mouths and say anything, just ask them about your rightful share of your own wealth. That's all. I was so happy when I saw Red Thread with a huge group of persons, mostly women, on the streets in front of the State House, protesting for full liability coverage of an oil spill the other day. Wow, I'm happy. Even more happy when I saw another civil society group telling the government to channel their rage towards the oil companies instead of the advocates, the media, the people who are calling for better deal on the oil contract. I love it. How can I not smile when I see these things, Uncle? Yeah. We are getting closer to where we have to go, and the government nor the opposition, along with ExxonMobil, can stop us. I am feeling it everywhere I go, and I am even smelling it in the air. Today, in the Kaieteur News, yet another international organization is also calling on President Ali not to approve any other project without first putting systems and laws in place so that Guyana can be on the safe and right side to collect their rightful cash from the oil. Man, I love it, Uncle. It's growing. The people are waking up. And let me say, I love you guys. Namaste. A few weeks back, I went to Pomona on the Essequibo coast and gave a little presentation to just over 100 residents there. A PPP man named some Chowkat Ali met the owner of the house. His name is Son, last week at the cremation site, and asked Son why he bring Lall to his home. Son turned and asked the PPP man if that so-and-so house is yours, to tell me who should come in and who should go out. Very loud. I love you, son. And I love the answer you give him. Then, Son told me Chowkat tried to cool him down by saying, calm down, and tell Son, President Ali walk around and say about one Guyana. So Son responded and said, wait, Lall and me not included in that one Guyana? He felt shame and walked away. The bullet biting all of them. They're getting scared. They're trying to defend President Ali and Vice President Jagdeo incompetent or corrupt behavior with what's going on with our resources. But let them know. Let them know, guys. Tell them the underwear has already been exposed, and the people who are looking, who are seeing, is horrified of what they're seeing. And they plan to take none of that. Guys, say to them nicely, when they come and try to intimidate you, yes, tell them you and the politician eating a piece of the flesh. What about my home, with my family, my neighbors and my communities and their families? Ask them, what about our country? What is there for us? Then say, hey, have a nice day. Call the police if they're trying to harass you. Or call Lall. We have to win this fight, Uncle and Auntie. And you all you guys have a role to play. Let me ask this. Bernard, Danny, welcome.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Since when rogues, criminals, hooligans, the wicked and evil can overcome good and the truth, man?
Never.
Huh? Now, with that, I am not going to say another namaste. I just want you guys to listen to the program. Now I begin. I want you first to listen to President Ali as he told my reporters just the other day at State House how he is easily accessible to answer any questions the media has and how he don't hide from the press. Could you play him?
I don't hide, and let me tell you this. Mr. Lall knows this. If he has a question, you can send a question to me. You send a question to my office and you will get an answer. I am open to the press. I am very, very much open to the press. I am available to the press.
Well, Auntie, well, Uncle, 43 days has passed since my reporter sent him a message in which the auditors who worked with the Trinidad government in their oil and gas industry and save Trinidad millions upon millions of US dollars through skullduggeries the oil companies was pulling on that country, is offering their services. Let me repeat. Those people is offering their services to come to Guyana free of cost to check Exxon, Mobil, and the other inflated bills. Uncle, these people want no money up front. All they're asking for is a small part of whatever they recover for Guyana. Man, how can we go wrong with an offer like that? Especially when Jack Dale's saying he's still searching for people to check and say he can't find nobody. Presently, Guyana getting robbed left, right, and center with our eyes wide open. And here's a company, uncle, that is willing to come, and whatever they recover, they just want 25% to pay the few people that will be helping out, so that both Guyana and them can come out winners.
Amen to that.
Thank you. Auntie and uncle, as it is, we're losing 100% with those inflated bills. So if a man willing to help you and only want 25% of what he recover for you, how can we go wrong, brother? How can we go wrong, sister? You're gaining 75%. You hear me? As to nothing we get in today.
Exactly. Win-win.
You want to hear more? The reporter resent that message several times back to President Ali, yet he did not respond. Now hear this one, guys. After he did not respond to the reporter, I myself sent and resent that same message in which President Ali read it and went numb and silent. Uncle, here you have a known gangster, Exxon Mobil, who would snatch out a candy from a baby's mouth and replace it with a piece of brick. A gangster that would yank out the walking stick from the elderly. A demon that would snatch away the dog that is leading the blind. A devil that would even rob his sickly mother. And President Ali and Jagdeo knows this. Here is a company out of Trinidad that is willing to invest their time, their own money and expertise to come here and help we check the billions in bills. What Jagdeo say, he can't find people to audit. And Guyana don't have to spend a cent. Let me repeat, man. Guyana don't have to send a cent on these people. And President Ali gone in a coma on such an offer. You guys tell me, on God's earth that we are living on, these guys really wants to check anything Exxon does in our country? With this type of attitude, this blatant disrespect for our own oil?
Corrupted deeds.
Uncle, clearly, these guys are not sincere and honest when they say they want people to check and they can't find. No, they can't be honest. People are ready to help free. The information is in front of them. I put it there. And now everybody gone silent. This is a company with vast experience in spotting all the crookery, thievery, and schemes that oil companies have been robbing countries. Huh? They know it, Bernard. They know all the loopholes.
That's right.
Let me repeat. They have saved Trinidad and Tobago millions upon millions of US in their oil sector. And now they're ready to do the same for me and you, uncle and auntie, so that our starving nation can see at least the light of the day. And President Ali refused to budge or blink an eye on something like this.
Which side he's on?
How can anyone run a half and half business and refuse to accept this kind of export help when you get it, brother?
I want to check.
Help in which you have to pay nothing up front, that can put American billions in your pockets, in which you can pay off all your debts, give a huge relief to your people, and don't have to borrow to eat. You guys see the trouble this country is in? If we don't stop these people with what they're doing now, I don't know. I really don't know. Make up your mind to send your children to school with empty lunch kits for generations to come if we don't stop them. Let me make this thing more clear for you, uncle. For the fishermen and the cane cutters. By them refusing to check these bills, they are pushing every Guyanese down an extremely deep hole. Yes, a deep and dark hole in which we will never be able to see sunlight ever if these people are not stopped in their tracks. You can do the maths. Do the maths. And you will see every man, woman, and child what they lose out on because President Ali, Jagdev and the opposition let the time expire and didn't check those bills of 40 billion American dollars in Lisa 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Guys, every man, woman, and child lost $5 million there. Half of that, 40 billion, I believe is inflated and doesn't belong to the Guyana books. Uncle and auntie are talking about 20 billion out of that 40 billion. Guyana has to pay like a donkey without checking or verifying those bills. Like I said, by not checking that, every Guyanese man, woman, and child should have had $5 million plus in their bank books right now. I want to repeat, and you can do the maths yourself. 20 billion divided by 750,000 Guyanese, uncle, is 26,600 US, which is over 5 million Guyana dollar. You see how simple it is, Bernard?
26,666 years.
Let me take it a step higher for you guys. By President Ali, Jagdev, Norton, and Ramjatan them not checking those bills. Hear this one, Bernard. Every single one of the 250 households Guyana has, it used to be 220,000. So let's put it at 250,000 household, uncle and auntie. All of them lost 80,000 US dollar or 16 million Guyana dollar already.
Yeah.
Uncle, this is only from 3-4 projects for the cast net, the boat, the ice box, the basket, and the engine on them projects. These politicians have nobody in place to verify these things. And these suckers going to approve more and more projects for continue this large-scale robbery of our resources.
Yep.
Am I going to hear this in the rum shops, the street corners, with your neighbors? Or y'all will be hoping to get a 75,000 or 100,000 when Christmas come and be happy with that? Y'all please discuss this 5 million we lose out, every man, woman and child. Or discuss the $16 million every household, every shack lose out on. Losing out that kind of money, Bernard, already on that one aspect of this oil business, every household, like I said, be it a shack or a tent, could have already been collecting $1 million every month for the next 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that 16 million, no, you should be collecting 1 million every month for the next 16 months out of that $16 million. Or 1 million every year for 16 years out of that $16 million. Anyhow you want to protect it, monthly or yearly. But plenty of you, like for a giant line, like animals, jumping for joy and clapping your hands when you get a little $25,000 or $19,000 a year. But are this country really serious? Huh?
Not serious about anything.
Uncle and auntie, I you chase these people when them come around y'all. Please. They're thieving from you and even your unborn children. Wait, man. Y'all will stay quiet and allow Jagdeo to approve the 5th project, Bernard?
Hell no.
Huh? Oh, yeah? Really? Or y'all would come out into the streets? Forget about you, uncle. Can you come out into the streets for your children and grandchildren's sake and put a stop to this man's scheme? I hope so. You know, sometimes, many times, many times, I ask myself, what amount of money these leaders collecting for themselves? How much money Exxon bargain with them for throw every Guyanese under the truck wheel like this? Eh? For not even going through the motions by putting our high school kids to check and verify these bills. Eh?
Yeah.
How much more greedy these guys can get in this life? To what extent more they will go to deny us our rightful share from our, from our oil and the rest of our resources? May I ask again that question? Uncle, 20 billion US dollar. Hear what it can do. It can pay off the country's $3 billion debt. 3 only, Bernard.
Yep.
With money, listen, with money to bridge all 3 counties in this country. Monies to build roads, fix our electricity system to end blackout completely. Give us pure drinking water for life. Give us a state-of-the-art medical facilities with proper schools and triple every public servant's salaries overnight. That's what 20 billion American dollars can do, guys. And that was only if they had done the checks on those couple projects. You notice I am not touching how much we get robbed with the daily expenses, royalties and the profits. If I am to include that, man, we would have been walking on money rather than walking on sand and mud in this land. Instead, President Ali, Jagdev and Ashni Singh, along with the opposition, running to the IDB and China to borrow to build one single bridge, the Demerara Harbour Bridge, and patch little roads, etc. Are you hearing this nonsense going on?
Yep.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive. Yes, deceive the whole Guyanese population. You know, Danny, when you tell the first lie, you can't stop. That's how you just get tangled up. Not true, Bernard?
Yep, definitely.
I always say, look at any graveyard, uncle, and see if any one of those bodies lying in the cemetery carried any wealth with them.
Exactly, exactly.
See if you can recognize the rich from the poor, the educated from the dunce. See if they carry any gold, diamond or money with them in the casket or in the coffin.
Amen, Glenn.
Last week, I met a friend. I told him I'm foreseeing the whole of Europe falling flat on their face very soon.
Yep.
Then yesterday, I saw 4 huge American banks file for bankruptcy, and a number of them fall down today. They announced they lost 50 billion US dollars. You know what I mean, Bernard? Everybody who had their savings in those banks now in jeopardy.
Yep.
When people turn up at the banks yesterday, the door locked and the managers calling the police to get them away. Them same people were going through, yes, were going there for their own money. You hear me, Bernard? The people call the police to move them out. This is what big America, the United States of America, has become. The U.S. House Speaker, a man named Kevin McCarthy, said yesterday, he's talking to the American people, not only as the House Speaker, but as a father, and told them America is in 31 trillion US dollar debt, and how 2/3 of the population, 2 out of every 3, uncle and auntie, 2 out of every 3 citizens in the US is living paycheck to paycheck. Uncle and auntie, that is over 200 million people out of their 300 and something million people struggling to live day to day with the money they're working for, along with a huge debt on their backs. You know, you guys should listen to him. Listen to his words out of his own mouth. Play him for me.
Good evening. I'm Kevin McCarthy. I have the honor of serving as the Speaker of the House. Tonight, however, I stand before you not only as the Speaker. I speak to you as a father, a former small business owner, and a taxpayer. And like many of you, I worry about a future that feels less secure than it should. A lot has changed in recent years. Our southern border was once secure. Now the number of illegal immigrants who cross our border in just 2 years easily exceeds the population of 25 states. Americans are getting hammered by high prices. Today, nearly 2/3 of all Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to make ends meet. Meanwhile, China is infiltrating our culture, our farmland, and our skies because they see us as weak. This is not sustainable. But of all the dangers we face, the greatest threat to our future is our national debt. You deserve the truth. So let's start with the facts. Our national debt is high, too high. And the problem is getting worse, not better. We are now $31 trillion in debt. That is more than the size of the entire American economy, 20% more. Our debt is now a greater burden than it has been at any time since World War II.
Uncle, if that is happening in America, where do you think Guyana and the rest of the world is heading? The gentleman said, like many of you, he is worried about the future. Yes, the future that is shaky and frightening. Uncle and Auntie, what McCarthy said there ain't got anything to do with the war or COVID or climate change. It is about bad leadership, crooked leadership. The man went on to say that China is infiltrating their land because they see us as weak and taking everything away from us. Is what going on here, Uncle and Auntie, in our country. Not the same thing, Bernard? The government and the opposition allowing ExxonMobil, an American company, the Chinese, Canadians, and others, other foreign nations, to infiltrate Guyana. Yes, infiltrate Guyana to come take our oil, our bauxite, our timber, our manganese. Three huge gold companies already coming secretly in Guyana, fetching out your bread and butter, your children's ice cream, leaving the Guyanese people to struggle to find a meal when the day comes. Man, Uncle and Auntie, the man went on to say, this is not sustainable. We can't continue like this. That is what the third in command of the U.S. government is saying, Uncle. And then he ended by talking about the $31 trillion debt, which is the biggest danger. And it is more than the size of the entire American economy. You know what that means, Uncle? They're worse than Guyana under the Bonham era, when our debt was more than the country's economy. Today, we have $3 billion debt. Only $3 billion, which could have been paid off out of the $20 billion we lose out from the Castnet, the engine, the boat alone. And still got $17 billion left over. Yes, man, that's 17 billion by now. Oh, you remember what Jagdev said? Jagdev used the word splurge. Splurge. Meaning bingy every day. Yes. That's 17 billion American dollars with no debts on our back. Man was bacchanal every night. Carnival every day. But I shudder to think, with this attitude of the politicians in this land, where Guyana will end up. America. Uncle, the great America was on top of the world. Now look where they are. We are on top of the world today with all this oil, gold, diamond, and bauxite. Look where we are. Whew! Look where we are. One of my staff get accident and end up at the Diamond Hospital. Yes, last night. And the x-ray machine not working. I don't know where she find the money that hour of the night, but she went to Balwan Singh. What a Guyana. 29 years I've been in this news business and have been warning Guyana over and over about the danger that these clowns pose. With these crooks, y'all keep on staining your fingers for. I say no more. I say no more on that. Jagdev going and approve the 5th project and still don't have a cockroach to check what he's going to approve. Y'all have a good night. Have a blessed evening. And let's turn to the main topic tonight. Listen to me carefully. President Ali Jagdev Norton Ramjatan has been shamelessly saying that the Exxon contract is so sacred that it can't be touched. It's set in stone, auntie. If you touch it, the house is going to fall down. That is what sanctity of contract means, uncle. It's like God and you make a promise, an oath to God Almighty, and if you break it, you get wrong. That is the line we politicians shoving down with truth to accept. We should accept the little crumbs we're getting out of the contract and shut we mouth and be thankful. That contract can't change. It's set in stone. Uncle, this is not the Bible, the Quran, or the Bhagavad Gita. This is a contract between two men, in which one man robbing the other one blind, and we leaders talking about sacred books. These people had good? Huh? Well, ExxonMobil, these schemers, these deceivers, and these con men alone will have to live with that. That sanctity of contracting, them gotta live with it alone. Lall and the Guyanese people, I am pretty much certain, will never agree to that.
I agree. We all agree.
Not once. Not once there's a breath left in our bodies.
Right.
This ExxonMobil contract have to change, and they themselves will be forced to change it.
Absolutely.
It's only time.
Exactly.
God will give us the strength, the wisdom to bring about our change.
Have to.
Well said, Glenn.
I want you guys to listen carefully, Bernard. I want you to listen carefully, Danny. How deceitful these politicians are, especially Bharat Jagdev to this nation. In one breath, all of them saying the ExxonMobil contract for the Stabroek block is sacred and cannot be touched. But on the other hand, with the other side of their mouth, they're making changes. breaking the sanctity of contracts already signed with ExxonMobil, with the Kaieteur and the Kanji oil blocks. Hear me, uncle. Hear me? The same thing Jagdeo say he can do with the ExxonMobil and the Stabrook Black contract. He is now changing for all the other oil blocks, including Kaieteur and Kanji, what ExxonMobil already signed on to.
The operator. Chief
Yes. You hear that, Danny?
Corruption.
The same contract, what I said, they can't change.
operator. They change it.
Jagdeo already changed it in the Stabrook and Kaieteur.
Conveniently.
How come he can change Kaieteur and Kanji
He can't change.
along with the 7 others, but the only one, ExxonMobil one, can't change? Eh? What happened with this sanctity of contract? How come the 9 contracts can broke, but not Stabrook Block that holds the bulk of the treasures? Who you think they're trying to fool, eh? Uncle, you want to hear this? You want to hear him for yourself? Listen to him carefully. Every time he open his mouth, he dig a hole deeper for himself. And he got all these clowns behind him, including President Ali. Play, let him hear him.
So we talk about contracts before. We have effectively renegotiated 9 of those contracts, 9 of the 10 contracts, by changing the terms of the PSA, because they all have to now comply. There were 10 of them, including the Kaieteur and Kanji and all of them. They now have to comply with the new terms of the PSA, which is a 10% royalty, 10% tax, 65% for cost recovery. That's what has been done. Effectively renegotiated. So you chose a part and you didn't see contracts. I said contract. You said Jagdeo promised to renegotiate Exxon contract. I never said that. I spoke about the contracts, that these contracts will have to come into compliance. I was speaking about generally, and then when asked specifically about the Exxon one, I said no. No.
That was 2 weeks ago at this press conference, Uncle. 2 weeks ago. 10 oil contracts signed in this country. All 10 sacred. All 10 set in stone, signed with blood. Them blood, not mine and yours. 9 can change. They're not sacred no more. But the sweet man one. But a sweet man one can't change. He got to be sweet. The man gotta be sweet. Daddy,
Yeah.
the man got to be sweet. Yeah, man. That Stabrook Black got to be the real sweet for Jagdeo and the others, including Nartner Ramjatan. That when you talk about renegotiating the Stabrook Black, it's like you're interfering with their pockets. It's like you shake the nuts. Abricampton Norton wake up in the wee hours on a story Kaieteur News carried and mentioned that he talked about renegotiation. The man immediately sent out a letter stating that he never used the word renegotiation and wanted Kaieteur News to correct it and send the letter saying how he only talk about change, not renegotiation. is how come all these guys are afraid of this word renegotiation on the Starbuck block. Yeah, Danny?
Yes, sir. You agree.
Every other block can be renegotiated. Every other block got to pay taxes and more royalties, but the Starbuck block remains the same, sacred and untouchable. You guys really understand what's going on here? And the games they're playing with your prosperity and your future? Uncle? You got 10 mango trees with 10 contracts with different pickers. The biggest mango tree with the best and sweetest mangoes, your children is given the skin and the seed to suck on, while the picker and his children enjoying the flesh of the mango. And the parents have no problem with that. Them telling the children, don't worry, you're going to get little flesh from the other 9 mango trees when I even start bear yet.
Green mango.
Uncle, you don't even know if the tree, the 9 other tree going to bear anything. But you're allowing one man with the best mango tree the world ever see, walking away with everything, leaving your children with white mouth. That is what Jagdeo doing to Guyana and all of us.
For the people.
Huh? A few years ago, I went to France, and walking in the city, me and my friends saw a restaurant showcase with amazing food, buffet style. We get hungry right away, Bernard, and decide to go in there and take we lunch. While in the line with my plate in my hand, a young African man stood outside the showcase right where we were before we go in. And I could have felt the hunger and longing he was feeling for a taste of that food. Man, Uncle and Auntie, you guys had to see that man's mouth and face expression to understand what I'm talking about and how he was feeling. He left and walked off. I put my plate down and went after him and brought him back to eat with us. When we went up to pay, the owner of the restaurant, who saw what I did, came up and asked me if I know the man. And I said, yes. Why? He said, no. He just wanted to know. But the owner, Danny, realized that I don't know the man because he looks completely different from us. The way he dressed and the way he looked. You know? A total stranger. So he told me, I don't have to pay for his food. I said, no, it's okay. I'll take care of it. And he insisted and said, no, everything is on the house. Just go, take a table and eat. You know what moved him? He knew by looking at us, we had no relationship to that man. And that pricked his conscience and tell us to take all the food on the house free.
It's humanity. What is humanity out?
Uncle and Auntie, I share that story because if this country, this non-white country, keeps going down the same road with all these foreigners snatching out our wealth and not changing anything, the leaders not changing anything, many of our brothers and sisters will end up just like that young African man walking around Italy, France, and America, staring into restaurant windows and could only wish for a spoonful of what they see. You know, uncle, at least that white man had a conscience, knowing that after destroying Africa by stealing out all its wealth, he was able to say, take the food and go. What happened to Routledge and Darren Woods them? What happened to Jagdeo and President Ali, Norton and Ramjatan? Where is their conscience on this one contract that gives us pittance while robbing us blindly of billions in American dollars? Where is the conscience of Routledge and Darren Woods, knowing that half of this population is going to bed hungry when the night comes, and half of our school children going to school with empty lunch kits? Are these human beings or heartless beasts that would watch hungry Guyanese in their faces and snatch the little food they got in their hands, telling us contract can't change? Man, uncle and auntie, you got to get up. We need to tell them, we need to tell everybody, tell your neighbor to get up and get out. Get out. We need to also tell all the foreigners to get out if we can't get a rightful share. And we got to be loud and angry in their faces so they must know we mean business. We must get our rightful share, auntie. Jagdeo telling us he never talked about renegotiating the Stabrook Black contract. He said he was specific when he was asked about that. Why is he specific about that? What they do to him, or what they're doing for him, that he could say, that one's sacred, he can't touch that one. You guys understand what is going on here, man?
Yeah, I'm peaceful of that.
Let me make this crystal clear for you guys. The Stabrook Black, the Kaieteur and Kanji contract has the same terms and conditions. All of them had 1% royalty. Let me repeat it, man. All the oil blocks, all the blocks had 1% royalty. The coalition government managed to get ExxonMobil to change it to 2% in the Stabrook Block. Let me sip a little tea, please. Thank you, Miss Mortley. Jagdeo now going to change all the rest to 10% royalty, but not touching the Stabrook Black one. Am I clear? Bernard?
100%.
All these contracts also said no taxes. Jagdeo now demanding 10% taxes from all the rest, except the Stabrook Black one.
You want
All the contract had said the oil company can only take out 75% cost oil at any given day. That too Jagdeo changed. Now Jagdeo asking or demanding from the oil companies 65%. Not 75, 65%. But Exxon Black one remained the same. Uncle, How come Jack Dale can change all this with all them rest of contracts, but the one laying the golden eggs at present, that one can't touch. Why, Uncle? Why, Danny?
Beat me.
Listen, he said they never promised to change the Stabrook Black contract. Could you play that? Let them hear him.
The president pointed out there would be no renegotiation. He explained why of the Stabrook block. We have effectively, I saw Kaieteur News conveniently again played something that I said. The context was that we were concerned about the renegotiation, the ring fencing and everything else. I've expressed concern from day one about that. But we made it clear in opposition. I can find you a tape in opposition weeks before the election. We were not convenient weeks before the elections. I will find you a recording at a press conference when I was asked definitively weeks before the election. And we said, no, we didn't change the position.
Wow. You see how he emphasized? He can find me. That one tape when he was asked definitively, or when he said no. Uncle, Jack Dale said he got a tape that he will find to show Guyana. He never said he will renegotiate the Stabrook Black contract. But me, I will only play 2 tonight out of the many tapes in which he said very loud and very clearly he will renegotiate all the contracts. Raj, you're going to play it and you guys will hear. You guys will decide who is a deceiver or the crook in what he said about me cutting and pasting tapes to suit an agenda. Could you play the tape? Let them hear him.
Sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
You want me to play it back again, Uncle? We will renegotiate those contracts. In the early days, we were coaxing the people. Which people, Uncle? Is only ExxonMobil been here in the early days. PNC go in when they find 3 billion barrels and they give up zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing. And how that got for change, Uncle, is who they find that 3 billion barrels. Who find that man? Lall? Not ExxonMobil. So which contract he could have been talking about earlier, brother? The same man who said he never promised to renegotiate went so far as to go to Parliament and abuse out the coalition, telling the nation how they trudged in there, unprepared, and stuck us with a contract that would harm us for decades into the future and sell out the patrimony of the country. Listen to this gamester again. Play him.
After ExxonMobil came here under the PVP, explored under the PVP, found oil under the PVP, at that time we had a chance to renegotiate the contract to bring more benefits to Guyana. Mr. Speaker, that company walked in because they're very smart, big company. They look out for their shareholders. And so what they did, they walk in with their maximum demands. Our incompetent government trudged in there unprepared and stuck us with a contract that would harm us for decades into the future. They sold our patrimony. And when they were caught, Mr. Speaker, with this, what did they do?
When they were caught with this, what did they do? What is he doing today? Now he is in control. You hear him, Bernard? When they were caught with this, what did they do? What is he doing today? Now he's in control, uncle. He's not changing nothing. He's changing every other contract, but not that one. Knowing fully well, this is the part, knowing fully well that all can be changed. And the contracts gives Guyana room for that. Is who playing games now with our future here, uncle? The coalition? Or Vice President Jagdeo? Now we going and approve the 5th project with the same terms and conditions. 0% royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing, not capping the interest rates, and still not even telling us the interest rate we paying presently. Anytime you people allow Jagdeo to approve this 5th project, hear me clearly, uncle, I would seriously consider whether Lall should be on this radio, continuing to do this show, or leave them to slaughter y'all like animals. Old people say, when you can't hear, you just got to feel. I'm preaching on this radio 2.5 years now, man. Wait, y'all not gonna wake up? Y'all foot glued to y'all floor, or y'all house wall? Or cat gone with your tongue? Y'all really want good? Y'all really want a good future? Really? Well, you guys have to go out into the streets so that they can see and hear your voices loud and clear, like you hear my voice every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, loud and clear. We have to take to the streets. We have to stop Jagdeo from approving this 5th project without getting the same 10% royalty, 10% taxes, ring fencing, and every other benefits he wants from the rest of the oil blocks, out of the Stabroek block. With that, let me take a few phone calls.
All right. You can call us this evening. Thank you so much for your presentation, sir. You can call us this evening on 226-745-324, 622-2222, and 624-6456. So Carlos is saying in the comment section, we have to get it on the streets. And so he's encouraging people. He said, Guyanese from all walks of life must demand change of the contract.
Exactly.
With Mr. Lall leading the struggle.
Exactly.
All right. So if I have our very first caller here on the line. Caller, good evening. Thank you for joining us and welcome.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Lall what he's saying, totally. But to get the people in, because what he's saying now, Exxon is the gangster. In my view, not Exxon is the gangster. Jagdeo is the gangster who signed these contracts. If he didn't sign the contract, Exxon can't get it. That's simple as it is. Not Exxon is the gangster, but Jagdeo is the gangster.
Both of them.
No, what I'm saying, they are gangsters. But you know, in 2019, he knows the Guinea administration gave way. no taxes, no royalty, no
Exactly.
ring fencing. I never know, but that was a good thing. He was the one who made us know that that is very important for us.
Beautiful.
He approving more contracts now. What happened to what he was saying that we need? Why can't he get that done? He approving more and more and more daily. Going to approve the fifth again. What happened with the taxes, royalty, and all this?
Can you hold a second?
Yes, sir.
I keep on saying that every Guyanese should throw milk at David Granger's foot and drink it. You know why? Hadn't David Granger released this contract here, me and you would have never been talking like this. It's because of that contract in the open that we can see and expose what's going on. Make you hear Jagdev saying how they sign only 2%.
Yeah.
He would have hide, man. Guyana.
Okay. Give her all that. Yeah, what is saying? Okay, everybody does it because of Jagdev. And he's still doing the same thing. And then recently I heard him in a press conference or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
He was saying now all the other contracts you got to go the same way. Why? That's my point. Why you
And
gotta
all
go
the
the same way?
contracts have the same terms and conditions. All.
No, the contract that's signed already. Like as you saying about the mango tree. You made a deal for these two mangoes. Mango tree them to pick up for this. Not for the rest. The rest you could make your other contract and it's somebody else handling the contract too. That's my point.
Can you hold 1 second, please?
No, I can't hold him because my credit will be running out.
Oh boy, take his number.
I glad to speak more about my credit is.
We'll call you back.
Okay,
call you
sir.
back.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh boy, this is the best. This is the best. What's his number? You call him back. Oh.
Hold on a second.
Call him back. Wow. Wow, Guyanese so much interested in what's going on, doesn't have credit, buddy.
Good night.
Yeah, hold a second for me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I say you're so eager to learn, to understand, to know what's happening in this country, that you take in your last credit in your phone. ExxonMobil, Bharat Jagdev, President Ali. You're listening to that gentleman? His credit will run out. He can't hold on the phone with me for us to have a debate or a little discussion over what he's saying. I was asking him to tell him that all the 10 contracts have the same terms and conditions. I want you people to understand that. Jagdev is changing 9 and still telling us that Exxon once signed with he holding on to the sanctity of contract with the Exxon Stabroek Black contract. Why? When everything has the same terms and conditions. How you changing 9 and not changing 1? What is he getting getting there?
Well, that's the point. He is getting a lot. People are not stupid anymore. People are not stupid anymore.
No. What is he getting? He's not doing anything and fooling this nation, telling us that he has to abide by the sanctity of contract. You know?
Well, the sanctity for this one, what will
I can't get lawyers to take these people to court. Even the lawyers, them running away. Everybody ducking and hiding.
Yeah.
Playing hide and seek. All because them stretching their hand for a peace. And they don't want to upset.
That's the main point.
Right.
That's what you see. I respected Mr. Lall a lot. But, the thing, something I try to call and I'm not getting through. I respect everything he's doing for the people. Not for himself. I know he doesn't need anything. But I respect him a lot. But the thing where he keeps saying, Exxon is a gangster. My point is, okay, I'm not saying they are not a gangster, but the gangster is our leaders. They are the ones who are allowing this.
I agree.
They don't care about the people. Not a what you call it, thing, iota for the people. Nothing for the people, just for them.
I agree. Jagdev them is responsible for us. It's our
That's
wealth.
my point.
All right, I agree with you. All right, take your point. You agree? I agree.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Good night. Go ahead.
You know, the things them that I hear, like I can't even believe, right? But Mr. Glenn, let me tell you something. They won't get away with this, you know, because this nation don't make up their mind for got a battle for we think Jack Dio can't left here for go nowhere and left this nation in no debt. The opposition and all of them. Yeah, right now this right now you see I don't make up my mind for battle. Yeah, and they got wars more than in the 60s. Jack Dio got to change it. We got to get a change, brother.
Yeah, but
all in Libya, them people just get a typing from the Isle money every year.
Yeah, can you hold a second?
Hold 1 second.
Can you hold a second? When you talk about wars in the 60s, I don't know much about the 60s, but the battle I am looking for and I want, let me make it very clear what I want. I want the battle with the leaders, not with our brothers and sisters. That's the kind of battle I'm looking for. Let us, if you want a battle, let us go in front where the offices is. Right? That's the kind of battle. Let them, keep them in the offices where they can't come out or go in. They must live there until they change it. That's the kind of battle you gotta fight. You can't listen.
People think like they got this nation, yeah? Every minute is Juve. They're trying to distract the people. This country is getting most Juve in the world. Yeah? Yes. And I don't know why with these people in this place, they just Juve in. And when they wake up, they're poor, and like, some of them can't even eat. Yeah? This is what they're distracting this nation with Juve. All over every day got something, somewhere, something. Yeah? This is the only country in the world that's getting most Juve, Guyana.
It's a trend, brother.
Yeah, and when you go there and watch these Juve, if you see out of 100 people, you see 10 colleagues there is enough. Yeah, what I'm telling you? These people, they just step on a different meditation.
It's a brainwash.
Go down the road nice. I tell you over and over, he got a big battle. Jack Dio got a fixed thing for people get. He got like the black we and want change belongs to he and them politicians. They getting a share from the personally. Right? And it can't work. Give it things wrong and got nothing inside the TV, but we getting it. Up to now, this debts where they're creating, this nation and got a $10 in their hand up to now, you know. They're taking it and plunging it all over the project. This is why they got pay these debts.
Oh gosh, I want to do a program specially on these projects. But these
things got to pay these debts because we ain't know nothing but what they talking about there. Them have to pay that. This why I tell you they got a battle. They can't even left it with the plane to go nowhere.
Thank you, brother.
And
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I like the guy's spirit.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ben, on the panel.
Yes, good evening, sir.
I want Mr. Jack Dio to know this isle it belongs to he, nor Ali, nor the opposition. It belongs to all Guyana.
Exactly.
And this contract got to change. We got to get what belongs to us.
I hear you, brother.
You understand?
I hear you.
What God bless this country with, we have to get what belongs to us. You see what is happening all over Africa? Jabio, I want you to know that would not happen in Guyana. This thing got to change.
That's the spirit.
You understand? It got to change.
That's the spirit.
And Mr. Ali, you come out and you saying that the people and we can go to court. Let we go to court for what is rightfully belong to we. You open your mouth and tell them we got to renegotiate this contract. We ain't accepting this thing going on in this country.
Can you hold a moment?
Enough is enough.
Can you hold a moment? Hold a moment. We do not have to go to court, brother.
I know that.
All we need to do, every other project, put a hold on it and say, no, make it right. Full stop, make it right. Make it right. But something is going on, fishy, very smelly, very stinky, with eggs on these guys. And we are not going to sit and take it.
No. We can't sit and take it, Glenn. You see when they had this election story, and the Lall said everything what they're trying to rig is in a glass door, you seen them just so. Just like how they seen when they're going on what was in the place that Splashman building through the glass door, and you could see what going on. We see through them. We see through them like glass.
Yes.
You understand? Another thing, Granger, you said we got to throw flower at Granger feet. We thank Granger for releasing the contract, but that was what was his right to release with everything. Nothing supposed to hide from Guyanese. We put them there, and what happening supposed to think. He know we done. He got no man dumb. If he come out and tell people to look, we made a mistake, and we gotta get this thing what rightfully belongs to us. Where is Granger now? He just voice on this other thing, Glenn.
I will get him on the program.
I hope so.
I'll get him on the program.
If he open his mouth, people will come out more and join this protest and get things done, man.
I'll get him on the program.
I know if Granger being there and what you say now, he would have done make changes.
Yes, by 100% certain.
I'm telling you, I know if he been there, you would have made changes. He's a man like that, but I want you to open him out now.
A matter of fact,
this thing will going on.
A matter of fact, I didn't want to say it, but as you raised the issue, I'll say it. Before the election, he instructed Raphael Trotman to renegotiate the contract.
You see that?
But I didn't want to give my mouth liberty. I wanted that to come out from David Granger mouth himself.
Yes. Anyhow, Glenn Lall,
you're
doing a very fantastic work there. And
thank you, brother.
It up. We're with you. This thing got to change.
Thank
We're not accepting what these leaders doing here. Enough is enough.
I hear you, brother. Share
Have
it.
a blessed
Share
night,
it.
my brother.
Share it. Thanks. Bye. Share the message.
Hi, good evening to you, sir. Thank you for holding. Hello?
Thank you for holding. Good night, Mr. Lall and panel.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Lall and panel. It's born up from Sophia. Since Wednesday night, school was very nice because I been listening to you all the time. And what I would like to say
Go ahead.
to Jadio, but what I would want you to do is people might get the chance to come out and protest, but what I keep asking you, let me get 3 colors, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you gonna see how much support you'll get. And the revolution at the back there, what it turn like rubbish. Let me clean it up and start clean up and make we meetings right there, because if you ask for permission for we protest, they're not gonna give you it.
You don't need.
And you can't. You call a Sunday.
Oh, 1 second for me.
And clean up the place. Because we Sunday we's gonna play cricket there. And let me clean up the place, and you're gonna see how much support you're gonna get. And the next thing I want you to do, let me get petition. Then let me get a book for going to scribble more for going Bobbies. And let people come and sign it, and the God respect now. God wants you to get more than 10,000 signatures, the God respect it in Parliament. And launch a party, you don't got a cultural news, don't got a symbol already. Let me dominate in the local government, let me come out and vote with a passion. And let us see that you're going to be a force to reckon with. And then now got a majority government in the next election. If Trinidad aisle for 100 years, we going to get aisle for 100 years too. So it's only 5 years we going to bear with them. And we going to put you in win the president. But if we give you 10 seats, they got to go with whatever you say, because you ain't going along with what they're doing. And them same girls are going to get the benefits. Let us stay with you. Them same 2 girls, I can't remember the key, I know everything. I know there's always keep you in check, and let me be respectful, because the one somebody talk something wrong for come in and seize your equipment and bubble it up like how they do Shaman. Because they got 5,000 Chinese in Quebec.
Cut him off. You gotta careful with your language, man. You're just saying you don't want to go seize the equipment, and then you're using foul language. You know.
Hold on.
but I wanted to be wholly personal.
Hold 1 second.
I wanted to tell you something, that we don't need no permission to go on the streets, brother.
It's your right.
You hear me? It's our right to walk the street. Nobody could stop us to walk the street and protest for the aisle. Nobody. And the police and the army would love, they would join us. Man, if we, plenty of the MP them would come out and join me. Yes, go ahead.
Caller, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
I was invited to join this program by a friend, and I listened carefully to Mr. Lall.
Uh-huh.
You're making a good statement to the Guyanese public. I enjoy your statement, and I want to say this to you, that if PPP is no longer PPPC, it is PPP, the oil company is part of it.
It's PPP.
So Mr. Jagio, Mr. Ali, and all the rest of them are shareholders. So you can't expect me to change something that I am benefiting from. The rest of the Guyanese public, they will get this, the crumbs that fall off my table. They have to wait until I could give them something. Let me give one simple example of what I'm saying. Mr. Jagdeo went to quarantine and they fishermen to fishing in ditch, and he gave them 250,000. Sugar is making a great loss across the world, and he gave cane cutters 150,000. But he gave retired teachers, retired policemen, retired nurses 28,000. How could we quantify, ratify, and say that is an honest and fair distribution of the wealth to the country? So I congratulate your program, and I will listen to your program every day and make my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well
The
said.
gentleman made a very valid point there. The wealth not being distributed fairly. Good evening. You're live on the air.
Good evening, Mr. Lall.
Good evening.
You get me clear there?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. I want to make a little contribution, and thank you for allowing me to your program. I got this one to Irfan Ali. It's either he step up or step down.
Hold on a second.
And this one is to the Vice President. Thou shall not sell out your Guyanese people with the natural resource.
Hold on for me.
You got me, and let me quote a little sentence on the Vice President. A group of people want to shut down this oil and gas operation. And let me quote a little more. No, in North America and the other part of the world, they are busy expanding there. And we have to develop this industry for our people to get a better job, education, and better health care and development. But he didn't tell the people of Guyana that ExxonMobil ain't paying no tax or nothing like that, and the Guyanese people are paying tax. He didn't tell the people of Guyana that a place like Norway is getting 78% tax, and other parts of the world, as he said, in North America, they are paying, the government put on rainfall tax and other stuff like that.
Can you hold a moment?
Yeah, sure.
As you talk about tax, I just want to correct you on the taxes. They are not only not paying taxes. ExxonMobil not only not paying the taxes, but Jagdeo, this country, is paying the taxes for ExxonMobil.
Yep, 100%.
You hear that?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like them come and pick up your barrel oil, didn't pay taxes in this country, but Guyana taking the little oil money what we got for pay them taxes. Hand them a receipt. Hold on, man. Hand them a receipt. So them go to America and tell America, well, we can't pay nothing here, we don't pay Guyana taxes. How you like that? Look, the receipt is here.
Okay.
You get me clear?
I get you loud and clear.
Thank you. So ExxonMobil is coming out the winner in Guyana and America. How do you like that one?
I hear you.
Good. Continue.
And we calling on the vice president to put a hold on the fifth project.
But
Until you get things right.
we have to come out. We have to come out and live in front of the house or the office.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
Thank you.
Before we get too late.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great night.
You too, brother.
Go ahead, sir. Thank you for holding.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead. You can talk now.
Wait, let me say something.
No, go ahead.
Live in the ear?
Yes, you're live on the air.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Glenn.
Good night.
Let me hear nothing.
No, you can't listen to yourself and talk also at the same
No,
time.
you pranking me there.
No,
Normally,
you're
I sound it. Hello, I listen to you every day.
Hello? All right. Let me just remind you that you can't call us and listen to yourself at the same time. You have another caller there? I have one. Take us one there. Right. Go ahead. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Lall and panel.
Good night.
Yes, actually I listen to your program all the time, but tonight enticed me more when I hear what's going on in America. You understand? And then again, this one Guyana thing, for know that is 10 thing what they got. I mean, I listen to this program every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, if it's 10 project they got or whatever they got, and there's only one excluded, that means that's why the country, the president got to be saying one Guyana, and it's not all Guyana. Because it's supposed to be all Guyana than one Guyana. That is my point tonight. And I keep continuing listening to this program all the time, and I'm just biling up, and I just trust God that Guyanese, like myself, we'd all hit the street and get out there and get me right here. That's all of my contribution to for tonight.
Thank you,
because
brother.
I calling all the time and I can't get through. So I keep sitting out here, listening to this program all the time.
Thank you,
and
brother.
it really
Thank you.
educated me, and I would continue listening to it all the time.
Thank you,
Have
brother.
a blessed night, Mr. Glenn Lall, and I wish to come someday in the office to get to express myself more than on the phone here tonight.
Thank you.
So have a blessed night, all y'all, on the panel there tonight. Good night.
Thank you.
226-745-324, 622-2222, and 624-6456.
Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Yes, good night.
Yes, sir. Why don't you call this revolution and stop procrastinating? You need it
So, when you ready to come out tomorrow?
whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys can begin it. I'm telling you, you guys got to get in front Jagdev's face, in front his office, and live there. Let him know that he cannot, and he should not, he must not approve the fifth project. Okay? You guys can begin it, man. You can begin the protest. You don't need Glenn Lall for that. You do not need Glenn Lall for that.
Okay.
All right? Thank you.
Good evening, caller. Thank you for listening. Holding.
Good evening, and thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Lall and everyone on the panel. I have so many things to state, but I don't know where to start. But anyway, I have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, back in high school, I read The Western Trial by Dr. Jagan. Somewhere he made mention, back in those times, that Guyana was being referred to as Booker's Guyana. I am certain you and everybody listening would agree that this is Exxon's Guyana. You remember? You ever heard of Booker's Guyana?
Yes.
Now we've seen a reoccurrence of that colonialism principle happening all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Now that is one contribution.
Mm-hmm.
Now another thing that is bothering me is that why is it that in Guyana, third world country especially, why are we having shell companies out of the parent or the original company from these respective countries, America and China? Why? What is the secret or what is the principle behind having a shell company operating under the guise of ExxonMobil called EEPGL or whatever it is? Why is it that we can't have Exxon themselves come here and register? There has to be some skullduggery.
Can you hold?
Go ahead, sir.
I'm
That's a beautiful question you asked here. And that question needs a little lengthy answer, but I'll try to make it simple. What they're doing, they're covering their parent company. These guys are sheltering under the parent company, but away from the parent company. Anything goes wrong, that's just a shell company. That shell company owns nothing. That's a bare company. They just register with nothing inside, and it becomes EEPGL.
right.
So it's a scheme. And wait. Companies does that all over the world. Lall can do that too. I can go to Trinidad and open a shell company under the umbrella of Kaieteur News. But that company there in Trinidad owns nothing. But everybody believes, yes, Kaieteur News, you know. But when push comes to shove, if something goes wrong with that company, they owns nothing. So that's a game. That's the trick. That's the skullduggery that goes on with huge companies around this world. Go ahead. I don't know if I explained properly, but
So in essence, if something were to go wrong and Exxon would want to leave in a hurry, they just pack up and leave and they leave them old ships outside there.
Yes. Let's say tomorrow. This is why, if you listen carefully, I have been talking about, and the newspaper and everybody has been talking about full liability coverage guaranteed by the parent company. You understand? Not by EEPGL, that Jagdeo tell me got 600 million. And when I tell him that can't even clean up 12 barrels, he said, well, we can sell the ship. His grandmother was to buy the ship. Well, that worth nothing. But every country wants the parent companies, meaning China, ExxonMobil, and Hetz Corporation, the parent company that really hold all the cash. Them must sign taking on full responsibility. But they have been. This is why Jagdeo was getting so upset with Vincent Adams, because Vincent Adams had told them if he don't get that guarantee, he's not going to approve the Lisa 2. Right? And they promise him that they will get back to him. Then Jagdeo will fire him. And Jagdeo fire him. And oh my God, this thing is so sickening. He fired Vincent Adams and took the second in command and promoted him. That's Parsham. So Parsham sit down now and carrying out the fiddle to Jagdeo.
Right. Well, in essence, could we also say, therefore, that this EEPGL outfit here in Guyana does not really have assets? Is that correct?
Yeah, they have nothing. They have nothing.
Because based on that arrangement and the shell company principle, they don't have anything. So they will just pick up and leave and go away and leave Guyana in the mess.
Exactly.
Right?
Man, just the other day in Peru, they had a little spill. And they moved quickly to the court and blocked the oil people from leaving. We might have to move to the court quickly for block Routledge from leaving this country if you have an oil spill. Because when you jump, or maybe you don't do it quickly, you jump on the private jet and fly out Guyana. And then all of we left in the sauce.
I don't think we'll be able to block them, because if they're building the headquarters at Ogle, the airport is right there.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the headquarters at Ogle and belong to Exxon either. It belongs to Guyana. Our money is building it. You hear that?
I know.
It started off at 50 million and it reached 160 million US.
Yeah.
Coming out from we oil. So these people really doesn't own anything, brother.
Yes, I know that. Well, that is why I want all Guyanese to listen and understand this thing. That we are in for the long haul of a
big, as the other caller sometimes would have said, train robbery, right? So
Yes,
we
it is a
are
train
getting
robbery.
left, right, and center here. Now, another question, Mr. Lall. I want to know if you're having a businessman doing a business with you, and in this case here, it's the big ExxonMobil coming to our sovereign country. Now, I want to know what is proprietary of those clauses that they have in their contracts that the citizens of Guyana cannot know, as Jack David always say, well, Glenn, you know, those things are proprietary. What is proprietary? What is it? I mean, I know only in a science laboratory or company, they would have proprietary things, for example, of their materials, what they use to construct this thing. Those things are secrets. But what is secret about these contracts?
All right,
every
hold.
citizens of the
Hold.
should know that.
Hold for me. Proprietary information is the secrets of ExxonMobil. There is proprietary information in every business. Nobody like their secrets to go out. Let me use an example. ExxonMobil selling their oil to Joshua. All right? And they're getting $50 barrel. They don't want that information to be in the open because Raj can jump in and go and sell him a takeaway market. You understand? They are proprietary information, fine. But when it comes to expenses, brother, nothing is proprietary there. And Jagde wants us to believe that is proprietary information. He's a nuthead. He blatantly just does not want to check these expenses or the Guyanese people to see the expenses. You understand? Look, right now we don't know how much it is costing us for bring up a barrel of oil. Can you believe that? And we are pumping oil almost 4 years now, brother.
I know you've been asking him that thing for how much years now? 3 years you've been asking him that thing.
And until now we can get an answer for that. We can't get an answer for the interest rate.
I wonder how much longer with Mr. Jagdeo. He will run out of excuses because you listen to how he is responding to these things. Is like the those
He
things
don't run out. Exactly, he don't run out of excuses.
Yeah, and it's for a big man. He should have thought better because when the history books would be written, he would be mentioned in all the pages for these things, and it wouldn't be nice, right? And I hope he is taking note of these things. I am one of those angry citizens. I would have been in high school. I keep saying this thing. I saw him when he took presidency, and for know that this is what he turned out to be. It's terrible, man. I don't have the words to describe it, but I believe it's something now. It's bordering along this word treasonous. You know, and in the same light, right? I would also want to put fire on the opposition for being so cold, numb, and dead. Because what is the purpose and the function of an opposition? One needs to ask, why is it that they are so silent? Why is it that they are so silent?
Yeah.
I think the opposition needs to be fired. And
We will wake them up too. We have to wake up the opposition too. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, good evening. You're live on the radio.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Benlal. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
I must commend you for your courage and for your bravery and speaking out the truth. And if Guyanese people don't take this thing very serious, they're gonna talk more than talk. You know, it's a shame and a travesty to see Jadu them they operating without impunity as though they own the country. You know, they answer to no one. They just do whatever they feel. And Guyanese people have to wake up. And I think the time for talking is way past because you're going to just talk and if there's no action, these guys are going to continue doing what they're doing.
Can you hold a moment? 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 Listen, this is not the Guyanese people have to wake up in Guyana alone. This is every Guyanese, every part of this world have to wake up. It's every one of you. out there has to wake up too. You got to wake up the nation and wake up every Guyanese. All right? And you have to wake them up. And you have to wake them up not only to the government of the day, but to the opposition of the day, who is just as equally, who is just as equally, who culpable the same way, like the government.
One of the things you see with the Guyanese that is overseas, a lot of them, they come to tell because they're over here and they don't really have to struggle as those back home. So you find them in a little comfort zone, but like you said, I agree with you 100%. All of us in Guyana and overseas have to wake up and hold opposition and everybody accountable. Because at the end of the day, they take home a fat salary, they get all the benefits and everything, and what the people of Guyana get? What the Northerners and the soldiers and the police and them that carry in the country, that's fetching the country.
I hear you.
It's a thing, man, but you know, I commend you for the work that you're doing and continue to keep it up, man. And
thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. That caller need to understand too that if they fight and we can get a better share here, those who live overseas don't have to dive into their pockets to send money here for the starving nation. We can in return send to them over there. Good evening, my friend. You're the last call. Go ahead.
Good evening, Brother Glenn. Enjoying your program here, man.
Thank you.
Brother Glenn, I would like you to help me understand something, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Guyana is 83,000 square mile.
Mm-hmm.
But when you mean 83,000 square mile, is the square mile extended into the sea too?
Yes.
And how far is from shore out into the sea is the 3,000 square mile has been extended to?
That's a good one. I think the world has I never go to that length to understand, but every country has a borderline to which belong to your country. Maybe 300, I can just guess, maybe 300 miles out.
So, in other words, what you're saying here, Brother Glenn, from the shoreline, approximately 300...
Yes, approximately 300 miles out there belong to Guyana. Anything you find out there belong to Guyana.
After then...
I will get back, I'll get back the answer to that question. Let's move on.
Okay.
I'll tell you Monday.
Okay, good. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
But out there, 200-300 miles out there, belong to Guyana. 200-300 miles in front of Suriname belong to Suriname. 200-300 miles in front of Venezuela belong to Venezuela. I am not certain, but I'm just with what I see and what I know a little about geography, world geography. Maybe it's 200-300 miles outside.
So in other words, when you out of that reach, you are in international water as well.
No, you're not in international water. That's our waters. Where your boundary ends, then you enter into international waters. It's like a trench. It's like a trench between two neighbors, right? Both neighbors own half of that trench. But I'll get back to you on that Monday. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, well, brother, you have a wonderful evening.
You too, good. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
You have any other more to do or no? That's it? All right. Guys, thank you for listening and do have a wonderful rest of the evening. God bless you guys. Yes, interacting with the press